Okay, our next update will be on Purple Star program. And where did Steve go? Ah. Steve Cambron has been a tremendous partner for the medication lock boxes, but he also has a very exciting program called the Purple Star program. And working with him has been a pleasure. And with that, I will Steve, it's a pleasure, and I'll turn it over to you then.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I am Steve Cambron. I'm with the, we just got a new name. It used to be Division of Behavioral Health. Now it's the Division of Substance Use Disorder. We still work with the behavioral health people, but we've split divisions because, well, I don't know. That's not my pay grade. But anyway, so I was here at the meeting, I think, and I introduced the Purple Star program back in, I think, November. And I too have some cards, right? But unlike our other speaker, I don't have a basement because I live in a little shotgun house. And so I'm just, please take some of these cards. If you don't have them already, I'd be happy to give them to you. So I'm just going to leave them here. Basically, just a little background, because I'm not going to be up here very long. I'm just going to give an update. But for those of you who don't know anything about the Purple Star program, it grew out of a prevention, a federal grant that we had with SAMHSA. And the focus of that grant was primarily opioid prevention, right? Because that was the big thing. But when we looked at our school survey results and we were looking at opioid use among you know, our this basically youth from 6th to 12th grade. And we started to look at those numbers and cross-tabulate it with the kids who reported military connections, because we asked that question on the survey. It was the first time in 2014 that we'd asked that question. Guess what we found? We went, wow. First of all, we were surprised at the number of kids who had military connection. Almost half the kids in the survey, about 44%. And this is done in about 150 out of 170 school districts. So we were first of all wowed by the number. And then when we looked at the opioid use among that population, went, wow, it's higher than it is for their civilian peers. And then we looked at alcohol use, and then we looked at tobacco use, and we looked at all the drugs, and guess what? It was consistently higher regardless of whatever substance we were looking at. And then we looked at the behavioral health indicators on the survey, like anxiety, depressive episodes, reports of being bullied, suicide ideation, and that was also higher. And there are a lot of reasons for that, but primarily there are, as you can imagine, if you are from a military family or you have a loved one that's in the military, there are a lot of stresses that come with military culture, primarily frequent deployments, right? And that happens not only just going overseas, but even if you're in the National Guard, you get, your parents can be deployed for disaster relief or anything like that. So we know that this population is an at-risk population and that they have an increased likelihood of substance use and behavioral health issues. So the Purple Star program was initiated to help build another level of resiliency to help combat that. Now, Ashley, are you going to do the slides? Okay, go ahead. So let's go to the next one. And this is just a little background thing. So here's where we stand right now in terms of where Purple Star is in Kentucky. When I was up here in November, we had 11 Purple Star schools. I'm happy to report that we now have 26, and we just had our spring application round, and we have now there we received 15 more applications. So we got 26 schools, and those schools are spread out kind of all over the state. We have Monroe County down there, right there. Yeah, that's Christian County. We have 8 schools there. That's Fulton County over there. We got 2 schools. Allen County, we just got 2 schools. And next door, Monroe County is our first all purple county. every school in the county. They jumped on it and let's hear it from Monroe County. All right, if any of you folks out there from Monroe County, thank you. And we got over there in Floyd County, we've got one here in Frankfort, Westridge in Frankfort. There's Anderson County, Oldham County up north, and then 2 schools in Louisville. So that's where it stands. So let's go to the next slide. And by the way, I just wanted to say that Steve and Ashley Kiprick / Case-Fan are a partner, and they're on our advisory board. And so we work very close with them. And that's actually how I got involved in Case-Fan. So I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you. So this is just a few slides. That's what basically happens is school goes through a process and they apply. I think this is the fun part, it's the photographic moment. We actually had the governor show up, the governor and the first lady there in Christian County. But really what this program is about at the core of it is that schools, when they apply, they have to designate a school staff to serve as a Purple Star liaison. And that staff person, and it can be more than one, that's totally up to the school to designate who that person is. And they go through a training, an online training that was developed in conjunction with University of Kentucky child psychologist, behavioral health specialist who was also in the military. And it was at UK, someone in the veterans program that does kind of a military culture 101 to talk about the kind of stressors and the way that families and specifically youth are impacted by military culture. And so the point of that is to kind of increase an awareness so that if a child is having a problem in school, that someone, hopefully that liaison, might know if that kid is military connected and say, okay, this kid is a good kid. He's not acting out just to be acting out. Let's go talk to him and see. It could be that maybe his father or his mother's deployed and there's some issues going on there. So rather than treat it just purely as a discipline problem, let's sit down and talk about it and try to provide resources for that family. So that's really what the big piece of this is. And I'm gonna I'm just gonna give you a quick video. This will play. This was it will also give you a really good overview of the program. This was a clip that was done in, I can't skip the ad, so we'll just have to.
Browsing cars on.
Okay, we can skip now. This was at Bates Elementary.
Welcome and thank our guests for coming to support our school with the efforts in becoming a Purple Star Award school.
Do you have anyone in your family, people that you care about, who are in the military or have been in the military? Please raise your hand. Look around you. Isn't that impressive? We have cousins, we have aunts, we have uncles who get deployed around the world with the military, and that affects children more than anything.
Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
They've been in a few wars and stuff, so I think they're really brave.
Being a military child is hard. Moving from school to school, this is his 4th elementary school.
This is an opportunity for the community to embrace military families.
When we support our military and their families, we are thinking win-win because we support them and they support us.
We're really proud to be here today and to see Bates be part of the Purple Star program. Knowing that the boys will have the support that they need at this school, it's amazing.
Okay, so that was, do I have to stop sharing? Or do I just keep going? Is that, yes, okay. All right. Still got the sound though. All right.
It is Rotary's honor to host this mayor's state of the city. Our mayor, Mayor Craig Greenberg, was elected the 51st mayor of Louisville last November, and he was sworn in on January 2nd. He comes to public service as a successful career in business as the former CEO of 21C Museum Hotels. He served on the University of Louisville Board of Trustees, among other civic and community roles.
Technology, hey, all right. Thank you. So that kind of encapsulated in the person that you saw speaking is our advisory board chair. That's General Bullard. He's with the governor's office and he's the director of military affairs here in Kentucky. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what this is about. And I think there's just a couple more slides. So go ahead to the next one. And just the basic for folks, and this is on the card as well. So if a school is interested in applying, or if you're interested in just finding out more about it, please go to that website there, right? It's going to give you a lot of information. Basically what happens is that school will submit an application that we're very mindful of how busy school staff are. So that application is literally, and I'm not kidding, it's 2 pages long and it's check boxes. And so what those schools undertake to do is to appoint that liaison person, get that person trained. They agree to post resources for military families on their school website. And they agree to do at least one, but most do more, some kind of military recognition event during the course of the year to recognize veterans or students who may sign up to join the military. They can choose whatever that activity looks like. Again, the idea is to raise awareness. Once that application is submitted, our advisory board, the review committee reviews the application, makes sure that all the requirements are being met. And if they are, they're notified. And then we have that little purple star designation and they get the award. And then the schools will reapply every 2 years. And basically the reapplication process is to ensure that liaison is still the person in place that they said they were going to do, or if they put someone new that we know about it. So I think, is there one more slide? Might have my contact. Yes. Okay. There is that's our website. It'll give you all the information, resources and what it's about. And I think and Sarah's on the next slide is our contact information. No, it's questions. All right. There's our contact information. So if you want more information, contact Sarah Jemison, my colleague, or me. I'm Steve Cambron and there's my address. Thank you. Any questions? Yes. Childcare, I haven't thought about that. That's interesting because we get some questions. We got recently a question from a college and we're working on that. We're not set up to do it because we're still rolling out. This works, and I forgot to mention it. It's elementary, middle, and high school. Let's talk about childcare. That'd be interesting. Yeah. This is not a program, by the way, that we developed in Kentucky. It's a national program that's developed in Ohio, but the Department of Defense fully embraces it. It's a strategic priority. And we are working with Fort Campbell and the Fort Knox base, the school bases, to kind of get the program in there as well. But that's an intriguing concept. I've also been asked, can our organization have a Purple Star? Unfortunately, it's for schools, but the wheels are turning on how maybe create a designation for our partner agencies who are supporting us, and we want to recognize who you are and what you do. So we'll support you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.